Howdy, just going to show you around my digital pinball project, or the based on Visual Pinball, and we'll have Hyperpin as opposed to Hyperspin. Same sort of front end, but for pinballs. Bleary-eyed, so good start. So the cab's sort of coming along nicely, still got a bit to come, waiting for the artwork to arrive, and we are very, very close to having it playable. So I'll just give you a bit of a tour on the inside before I put the screen back in. So I'll turn this around so we can see what it's doing. Okay, so for back here, that's the cabinet, which is an old Cyclone cabinet, which was very kindly donated to me by a member in Aussie Arcade. Jumpy Doctor, I think it might have been. So thanks, mate. And the lockdown bar over here was donated by Rob M, also of Aussie Arcade. So thanks also. Here is it. Thanks also to you, mate. I've given it a lens cap. I've given it a coating in like a hammer finish, because while it started to come up nicely, there was still a few blemishes. So this has given it a nice sort of gunmetal grey with a textured finish. And that White Knight Rust Guard hammered finish. You don't need a primer. No primer. And gunmetal. Great stuff. Dries really quickly too, which is really good. So I brought the rails and the lockdown bar up nicely, and also put a bit of a trim around the back box. So I might as well start the back box here. Hello. Behind here, which you can't see because of the light, is a 27-inch LG LED LCD. Very nice monitor. Cost me about $365, something like that. Here is a 19-inch monitor, and you can see at the bottom of it, just poking through here. So it's mounted, so the DMD display goes in there. A couple of car stereo speakers from JCar. I think they're only about $20-30 for pinball sound. They're good. Down here on the front, downward firing, got a couple of cadence speakers, also car speakers. They just give it a bit of extra sound. So you can see underneath there, there they are. Just got a couple of grill protectors to cover them, because I don't want people feeling around going, oh, poof. That's the computer on and off button. Free credit button. Getting ahead of myself. All hooked up to a subwoofer, which is an Altec Lansing, which for those of you who saw my arcade machine project, that was used in that, and it was a massive kerfuffle to get this to work, because I originally had my wife's speakers off her PC, X530s, popped them in, couldn't get the car stereo speakers to work, and I really wanted to use them in the back box because they look good. So after farting around with that for a bit, I then got my speakers off my machine, my PC, brought them down, Logitech Z something, big ass subwoofer, put him in, same deal, couldn't get him to work. So then I grabbed the subwoofer from the arcade machine, because I knew that worked, and those cadence were there from there as well. Hooked all them up. So in the end, my wife ended up with a new pair of speakers, I ended up with her old speakers, my speakers ended up in the arcade machine, and the arcade machine speakers ended up in here. So it was a really fun little exercise. So, but that puts out a nice thump, and so you can actually feel the game as you're playing it, which is good. I might put knockers in at some point, but for the time being, that actually does a pretty good job. PC. It all looks very messy in here. Like, I'm going to do a final tidy up once I've got all the cabling, because there's a lot more wires to go in with buttons and whatnot. I do have, some basic cable routing going on, but there is a little bit more to do once I get everything finalised. Hang on, pause.